All right, it is 7 p.m. June 2nd, 2026, and we are wrapping up a very productive and well-executed Tuesday. These are the kind of days that can really get away from me personally anytime that there's multiple hamster wheel-esque tasks that need to get done, where it's like the day-to-day things. It's not the huge, big boulder to move up the mountain. Sometimes I get distracted easily when it's the tasks that are more, I don't want to say menial because they're very important, but recurring tasks that I know are coming up and that I know I should be delegating. And I knew if I was better as a business owner, I would have already delegated those tasks. So those ones tend to give me a bit of trouble. But today we ended up executing the day really, really well. 4:30 wake up, first 30 minutes of the day. I'd be lying if I told you the first 10 minutes wasn't just like rolling around in the bed, about to get up. So about 4:40, ended up getting up, turn off the alarm, come out here, post a story on Instagram. I always do like a timestamp at the beginning of the day, and then made my coffee, got dressed, which was putting sweatpants and a hoodie on, did my daily mobility, which is like the hip flexor lunge and hip airplanes I also do, which has been a really good one. So that's usually the first 30 minutes from 4:30 alarm going off to 5 a.m. starting to work. 5 a.m. was when the work commenced, and that was putting together our packet for our strategy lead, who we're going to be hiring is the next onboard to Brand Sharks. It's going to be the person who, with me, helps quarterback the strategy for the client. So we basically will create like a form of, Devin Jatho calls it this, I'll touch on this in just a second, but he calls it the war plan of content. So basically just like content strategy, cooler way to put it. We'll come up with the version, we need a cooler name than the strategy that we have right now. So basically content strategy we come up with together, and then this person, the strategy lead, executes that strategy. So like which videos are actually getting scripted for the client, helping the client film, helping the script writers, editing the script writers, scripts being that final eye on the videos, and then also being the final eye on the product that gets put through like after the video's been filmed, edited, etc. So that's the role that we're hiring for. I had a I don't want to say like emotional moment today, but I had a good reflection point in the morning of how far we've came, because sometimes it just seems like it's the same day over and over and over and over and over again, and like you're not really making any progress, and the bank account obviously fluctuates depending on what you're investing in and how things are going. But we're hiring the strategy lead person, and I went to go build out the segment that, because you have like your marketing strategy for finding this person. So you have like your network, LinkedIn, Indeed, like job postings, distribution channels like my Instagram, communities, email list, etc. And then when I was filling out the like my network one, I think it's like over the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be asking people that I really just looked up to on the internet their thoughts on this hire. So for example, like I'll ask Dan Martell if he knows anyone. I'll ask Adley Kinsman if she knows anyone. I'll ask Devin Jatho if he knows anybody for this hire, as well as a bunch of others that I think are really cool that I previously just watched on social media. So it feels good to be perceivably moving up the ranks and building relationships with people who I've previously just watched on the internet. So that was from 5 to 8, and then I was a little after 8, and then about 8:30 I ended up going out for the run today. It was 5 miles, 1.5 easy, half a mile at build pace, so 20 seconds on, 40 seconds off for half a mile. Get to mile number 2 and then start our interval. So it was 25, or not 25 seconds, it was 0.25 miles, a quarter mile on at 5:45 or under. I think I put up 5:36 or better on each of them. Last one was like 5:20 something. It was 4 sets of that. So quarter mile on, quarter mile off, quarter mile on, quarter mile off for 4 sets. And it was 91 outside today at 8:45 a.m. So I was panting like a dog afterwards. The last set did me, I don't want to say dirty because it would level me up at the end of the day, but the last set had me wheezing a little bit. So then once that was over, did a little easy run back, got to 5 miles, came back. One of the micro upgrades I made through the day that I think helped in the productivity of the day was I used to like come back, stretch, shower, then put up the Instagram stories, then eat and stretch and stuff. But this time I made sure I did all of the, call it extracurricular stuff before my shower. And then I took the shower, and then after the shower, you just sit down, you got your coffee there, you got your electrolytes there. Instead of like, oh, I'm out of the shower, now I'm gonna go have a snack, now I'm gonna go eat a banana, now I'm gonna go have a coffee, stuff like that. It just, you're getting back into the non-work stuff. So it's like you have work and non-work. So I'll call running, eating, stretching, making coffee like non-work. So I want to bunch all the non-work stuff together and then put like a transition point back into the work. In this case, it's the shower. So all the non-work stuff is done before the shower. Shower happens. Now we're working again. That way we can get back into deep focus. Then I reviewed 75 scripts. I think it was around 75 today. Might have been 80 scripts today. And then set out our resources for tomorrow's strategy session. So basically the strategy lead position that we're hiring for is basically the job that I'm doing tomorrow, where I'll wake up, assign out all the scripts for the week that need to get scripted on our team. And then I only got, I think, 6 hours to do that, from 5 to 11. And then I got errands and stuff to run tomorrow. That's the fucking least favorite thing to do. I do like going to PT. I got PT first, and then I got to go to Chase to switch our bank to Arizona instead of New York, so we can not, so in case we get audited when we file as a Arizona LLC, we have all of our ducks in a row that are Arizonian ducks, if you will. So that's that, and then gonna do a bunch of lower cog tasks afterwards, and hopefully have a little bit of free time tomorrow night to do some Claude Code and watch the Nexus material, because I just dropped 60K on a Devin Jatho program, and I'm very excited for it, and I think that it will bring a lot of value onto our script writing team and help us build out our processes, improve our product, and also get me back on the horse for social media. So very excited, lots of fun things ahead, and yeah, super pumped. We'll see you tomorrow night. Peace.